Hi, and welcome to this video. I want to throw my hat into the ring that is essentially beating a dead horse. For that, I apologize because all I can do at this point is put my opinion out there just like everybody else. Um, I've read and seen as much about Ferguson as anybody, but I want to put my opinion out there about what's going on. Not with Ferguson in general, but with this profiling of Michael Brown and black people. Um, Let me just go ahead and say, first of all, that the way Michael Brown dresses in his photos, if you've seen them, or the way that he looks, it's not an identifier. That doesn't make him who he is. That doesn't make him a thug, as so many people have decided to call him, or a criminal. The way a person dresses is a personality issue. Okay? I dress the way I dress because I enjoy dressing that way. If I enjoyed dressing like I was in a gang, then I would dress like I was in a gang. If I want to dress like a pastor 24/7, I'll dress like a pastor. I dress the way I want to dress, like anybody else, Michael Brown included. So people need to stop saying, well, look how he dresses, or look what he looks like in those pictures, look what he's doing. Guys, I'm a human being and so are you. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. That is what this boils down to. Okay, he made a mistake and he robbed that place. Prior to that, there was nothing that we heard about, and the media would have told us if there was any other incidences. Okay, having drugs in his system also makes him human, not a thug or a criminal. Okay, I've never put drugs in my system, but that doesn't make me perfect. It means I never did drugs. Why is that important? Well, because the way a person dresses it weighs too much with us. If I dress the same way that a black guy dresses who you think is a thug, you call him a thug and you say, oh, you look trashy. Look how you're dressed. You're dressed like a homeless person, or you're dressed like a this or that, but you'll never say I'm dressed like a thug. Why is it that only black people can quote unquote dress like a thug or a criminal? Okay, that's not the case. Black people dress the way they dress, the same as white people or Asian people or any other people. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is that the people who call people by names based on the way they dress or act because you don't agree with it, you're perpetuating the whole problem of race profiling. Okay, that is what's at hand in the United States right now, is race profiling. The incidences of whites killing blacks is too high to be a coincidence. Okay, I'm not saying some of them aren't. I'm saying the overall consensus is it's non-coincidental. It is purposeful, based on profiling, things you've been taught, things you have lived in and learned. Okay, so stop profiling. Okay, nobody deserves that. The only difference between any two people in the world is the way you see another person. They're not different from you at all. If we all saw in black and white, or we were all blind, there would be no race issue. Why is a person's color of their skin or where they come from so much of an issue for most people that you have to profile a person and you have to mistreat them and make them feel like a lesser person because they're not like you? I'm a Caucasian man with friends of all races and backgrounds. I don't profile, I don't hold biases or prejudices. I can't, because I understand that my friends are also people. Those around me that aren't my friends, they're still people. I don't have a right to choose to mistreat someone because they're not like me. They don't do it to me, I won't do it to them. What else is important? You have to understand that a person is only different from you, when they prove they need to be seen as different. One individual in any race does not identify the whole race. Michael Brown, for instance, even if he is a thug, as so many have called him, it doesn't mean the next black person that loses their life is a thug because they were black, or because they were gunned down by a cop, or because they were robbing a store and were gunned down by a shop owner, or whatever. Okay, mistakes happen. Michael Brown made one. We don't know what he did, if anything, before that gives us the right to call him a criminal or a thug, or says that Darren Wilson was right to gun him down. If Darren Wilson's story is true and he charged at Darren Wilson, then Darren Wilson had every right to fire. Darren Wilson made a mistake in shooting to kill, but if he was being attacked, the United States says that's okay. Defend your life by taking another life. Law enforcement are allowed to do that. And so are you in certain situations. Okay, we're getting away from what I want to talk about, though. Why do so many people travel around through their lives and look for the wrong in people instead of looking at the people before you see what might be wrong? If someone looks at me and assumes because I'm white that certain things are true, that bothers me. The same is true for all races. If you travel around looking at black people or looking at Hispanics or looking at Asians and saying, this is true about that person because they're this race or this background, that's wrong. Only until they prove they've done something to fit a stereotype are they not the same as you. Okay? Once they say through action or words, I'm not the good old boy, I fit this stereotype. If they haven't done that, then you have no right to say that they are a stereotype. Remember that this comes from a white person who has never been involved on the end of racism where it's been cast at me. Okay? I've never been treated poorly because I'm white. Okay? But I've been involved in altercations with people being treated badly because they're black or Asian or Hispanic. I've defended those people and will until the day I die, because I don't think it's right to treat a person differently because they're not like me. I was raised in a household where racism was not alive. It wasn't active. I was raised in a household where people were treated the same because they were people. And I think it goes without saying that I feel that's how people should treat other people. If you're going to say somebody is a certain way, have some facts to back it up. Don't run your mouth about something because you think it's true. Run your mouth about it when you know it's true. Otherwise, keep your mouth shut. Because opening your mouth removes all doubt that you're a fool. If you want to remain an honest person, never speak lies. If you want to remain honest, don't speak things that you don't know to be true. People can judge you from what you say. Okay? You are not a good person if you judge other people for not being like you, and then you can be judged. On the other end of that, how do you know you are not being judged by someone at this very moment? You don't know if you're being treated in the minds or actions of another person a certain way. Expect that people will treat you decently and treat people the way you want to be treated. That is how we get rid of racial profiling, and that is how we get rid of the whole issue of, is Michael Brown responsible for his own death? Who cares if he was black and the cop was white. The cop likely did not kill him because of his race. He likely killed him because he felt like he was in danger. I can't say for certain. You can't say for certain. But what I can say for certain is that someone died in a situation where he didn't have to. And it sparked more racial issues than it should have. Because what should have happened was a life should have been remembered and not judged. Alright all, thanks for watching. If you agree with what I have to say, let me know. If you disagree, let me know that as well. It's been great talking to you guys, and I will definitely be back soon with another video. Thanks a lot.